There was me, that is Logan, and my 3 droogs, that is Ben, Stephanie, and Frank. And we sat in the recording room of my house trying to make up our Resudux what to say in this podcast. Now my kitchen has Kool-Aid Plus Velocet, or Synthamesk, or water, which is what we were drinking. This would sharpen our voices and make us ready for a bit of the old Ultra podcast. Our hands were full of mics and kazoos, so there was no need on that score. But as they say, kazoos aren't everything. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Binging with Babish, and today we're going to be recreating Alex's hospital meal from A Clockwork Orange.
Hell yeah.
I somehow forgot you were going to do that.
Hey, this is the first time we're recording this.
Not the second.
Nothing happened that recorded, that
I
corrupted the first
up,
one.
okay?
Yeah. Ben fucked up immensely.
I thought we were recording through our microphones. Turns out we're just recording through my laptop speaker.
Oof.
Really embarrassing, and I'm just trying to move past it at this point, okay?
It's fine. We're like 30 minutes in, Ben.
I know.
How do we restart this?
No, it's okay. Just talk about shit. I don't know. Hey, we can bring our
God.
Improv.
Anyway, my name's Logan, and I like to think about really disgusting things in public so that if there are any mind readers around, I'll just be able to see on their face that they can read my mind. Frank, quit that.
I think Frank's a mind reader.
Ben is over there. He actually only has one leg, fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
The other one he lost like 2 years ago, and he replaced it with a big wad of licorice and thought nobody would notice. Frank is there, and he actually has 3 legs. He wasn't born with 3 legs, of course. He stole Ben's other leg. That's how Ben lost his.
Yo, give it back, please. I'll let you eat my licorice.
And then Stephanie's over there. She has both of her legs. She's pretty boring. She's normal, you know. But she does have an extra finger, not on her hand.
Where? Let me know where, please.
Yeah, I want to know where too.
It's actually like attached to the roof of her mouth.
You stop touching it. She's flicking it.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Thoroughbreds and, Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So that's going to be a good time. Let's pretend we don't already know each other's ratings on this movie.
Okay.
And start back from the beginning.
Okay. Am I going first?
Speed round. Ben.
7.
Frank.
6.
Stephanie.
6.
I'm a 7.
Hey.
All right, we got this.
All right.
Let's speed through this thing.
As I said, no. Hey, let's speed through it. The audience haven't heard this yet.
That's true.
All right, let me just say.
But I have, and I'm all that matters.
I'm gonna just say I was a little underwhelmed by this, but still very well made, as we all have heard before.
I remember saying I agree with Ben's statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this movie, despite being fairly competent, had no Oscar nominations. Only made back about half of its budget in theaters.
Damn.
Actually, not just theaters, between theaters and post sales.
Really?
Although it did just come out this year, earlier in March.
Yeah. This time.
Which it was eligible for the Oscars. It's not like it came out late, but it just didn't. They just never picked it up, I guess.
It wasn't that well talked about.
Yeah, no, there weren't that many ads for it. I only saw one ad for this movie.
I saw it when I went to see The Disaster Artist in theaters.
Same.
It also kept popping up on my Instagram. And I go, Instagram? I thought it was weird. Also, Lady Bird was popping up on my Instagram, like
Hell yeah.
for the ads, and I was like, these movies probably aren't good if Instagram's promoting them, but it turns out they both were. No, Logan.
No.
Logan.
Let's not.
Lady Bird's good, remember?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You heard it here first, folks.
Lady Bird is good.
Yeah.
Hot take. Hot take.
Oh, no, I
Bird's
disagree, obviously, but I'm not going to get into that now. This is a different podcast.
You was right.
So this was, no Oscar nominations, made with $5.4 million, only made 2.8. It was originally written as a stage play.
Whoa.
It was not. Yeah, you totally didn't already know that. It was not
As I
written for the
mentioned
screen.
not previously, but right now I'm mentioning for the very first time the fact that the director was actually a director for the theater for quite a while, and this was his directorial debut.
And did you guys know that the actor who played the murderer died in real life?
No way. Wait.
Why are you so excited about it,
No.
Stephanie?
You didn't know.
The drug dealer.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said the murderer.
He was going to be the murderer. He was the drug dealer.
Okay.
Did you, oh, wait. I just want to
Yeah,
point out.
Anton Yelchin.
I just want to point out, though, how excited Stephanie sounded about hearing that news.
That's a lie.
Can I also
No,
mention
Frank.
that Ben laughed at the mention of Yelchin's murder in the earlier recording?
No, I didn't.
Thanks for having my back.
Got you, bro.
Thank you. You're bro.
I didn't.
Yeah. No, he totally did.
You have no proof.
Bro.
It wasn't like a
This
ha.
is true. You deleted the proof.
It wasn't like a ha ha ha. It was just like a
No. It was like that.
It was a ha ha ha.
could
No,
not be me.
It was like a hee hee hee. Like your little hee hee hee.
I guess we'll never know, and I guess you guys are all liars except for me. So
But yeah, Anton Yelchin died last year, I believe. But this movie was actually finished back in June 2016. It was just, floating around in limbo for 2 years before it was released. I think it may have had something to do with like a festival run or something. But
oh, they might have been waiting for. I guess, but
I don't know.
They normally release at festivals earlier than theaters, anyways. So I don't know. That is
I'm
weird.
not sure.
That is weird. Just sitting there for
I didn't do like extensive research, even though that's my job. But
So what is this movie about?
so loud. Oh yeah, give a
summary. Let's do it at the beginning this time instead of later. This is about two girls, Lily and Amanda. Amanda's a total sociopath with no emotions.
Crazy ass bitch.
And Lily is this super over-emotional girl who has a pretty bad family situation. Her dad died. She's got a stepdad. And they're kind of friends. And, Lily asks Amanda for help killing her stepdad. So that's cool.
I
very
didn't think
chill.
her stepdad was that bad of a guy to be murdered.
No, I don't think any of us do, right?
Ha But you are wrong.
You think he'd wait?
No, he shouldn't have been. I think murder was a bit far.
Yeah.
I understand the position, having been in a very similar family position myself. Back a little while ago, my father remarried, and the woman that he married to was, total. I said cunt in the first one, but I think I'm gonna avoid the word cunt in this one, so that we don't, so that we can avoid the censors. So I'm not gonna say cunt anymore.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's say cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done saying that word. We've mentioned 7 times.
Which word?
That's the joke.
Cunt?
Huh? Yeah, cunt.
Oh, we're talking about cunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, she was a total cunt. So,
Hey.
yeah, there were, several ways I thought about dealing with her, but, obviously I never seriously considered murder. Which it's extreme, honestly. But
Yeah.
it made for a good movie.
Oh, yeah, very good. movie.
Maybe they could have shown him to be a little bit more of a dick, but I got a lot of vibes off of him.
Just when he first showed up in that fucking biking outfit with those
Yeah.
glasses,
Yeah.
I was like,
you know
this dude.
anyone who rides with that outfit?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
I was like, all right, this guy's a dick.
I was like, cyclists.
No, the
With his
freaking-
little samurai sword on the wall.
Oh my God,
Do you remember
yes.
that?
No, the first.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, yeah.
Your first introduction to him is 2 pictures. One of them is proving, okay, this guy goes out and kills cool animals for fun. He's just shot a lion. And then the second one is, showing that he's a total fucking weeb.
Wait, what was the second picture?
Him with a samurai sword.
That's a weeb?
Weeaboo.
Weeaboo?
Do you not know what a weeaboo is?
No.
Definition.
Quick history lesson for everyone.
Frank, give us the weeaboo history lesson.
Oh my god, what? Why am I
Yes.
doing this?
Because
Do you
I
not
don't
know it
want
either?
to.
Well, I mean, I could provide probably a general layman's definition.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay, well,
As a
there
layman
is the
myself.
concept of Japanese animation And I probably already screwed up the definition to several fanboys out there, but trying my best. And for those who can be considered very into this particular subculture, there is a derogatory term assigned to them called weeaboos.
It's people that take anime just a little bit too far. Also, anybody that owns a samurai sword.
It's kind of cool.
Unless they're like an actual samurai.
Don't you?
I actually
You
get
own
Keanu Reeves
countless
a pass.
swords.
I own several swords. None of them are samurai swords.
What's the difference? Samurai's cooler.
Big difference.
It's cooler.
Yeah, katanas are not as cool as they seem.
No.
I'd say
I own 0 katanas for that exact reason.
You sound like a
the only
dweeb.
actual samurai that has an excuse to carry around katanas is Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Because he was a
man.
samurai.
Yeah.
man.
Keanu Reeves and
Tom Cruise.
and Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. They can have
And
katanas.
and Tom Cruise.
In
what was Tom
movie?
Cruise in?
The Last Samurai.
Bye.
Was that not?
Exit.
That was the movie, right?
Exit.
I don't remember.
But either way, Tom Cruise as a samurai.
Tom Cruise doesn't.
Wait,
just
are you talking
signifies
about the Great
America
Wall?
To me, if anything.
The Great Wall? Is that what it's
was,
called?
That was Matt
What?
Damon,
That was
wasn't it?
Matt Damon. Okay. I never saw the
No.
movie, but I just remember there was some big white actor in it that I was like, that seems weird.
No, Tom Cruise is a really small white actor. He's really tiny, but
Okay.
in
No, he's not. Okay,
He's
he's
small.
small physically, but I was talking about big, like,
yeah,
well known.
yeah. I remember watching a Tom Cruise movie in like world history where he was a samurai, and I thought he was really good in it. But I
Fair
later found out Tom Cruise not that good of an actor. Don't at
You
me.
later found out a lot of more things about Tom Cruise.
Scientology is about to come up for us.
He loves science.
Oh my God, Stephanie!
Hey,
you
yo,
mentioned
you
her name.
just got us sued.
Oh my
You gotta
god!
change your
Oh my
attitude
god!
now.
Oh my god!
Stop yelling.
Change it. I take it back.
I just got a notification on my phone. We're being sued.
I take it back. I take it back. Take it back.
I almost went into the Church of Scientology at SF. It was in the Italian district or whatever it's fucked. And me and Diego were like, should we? And I said, no, I want pizza.
I was on vacation in Hawaii, and my dad was approached by some Scientologists who tried to discover information about him and blackmail him into the church.
Oh, shit. Just fuck around. Do it for fun, you know?
Considered it.
Do it for fun.
Yeah. But this movie, Thoroughbreds.
Yes.
Okay. I don't like Lily. I
No,
hate
Lily's
her
totally fair.
actually.
Yeah,
Wow,
she's not
that
a
is a
good
strong
person.
word.
Really stupid.
I hate her, Frank.
Wow. Okay, you
Yes.
intensely stared directly in the eyes of me while you said that. Got something to say there, Steph?
And I found Amanda likable.
Yeah, Amanda was a real one.
Amanda
Yeah.
was actually really comedic.
I said,
I think she was super funny when she slammed the vase on top of the drug dealer, and she
yeah.
said, "We have to like she said something," and it just made me laugh. I was like,
can't
I like
hesitate.
her.
Can I also say I really enjoyed how they had all the threats. Like, you could clearly see them behind the frame. Like, well, not behind the frame, behind the person in the frame. They were just looming there, and you're like, I appreciate this. Like, no shitty jump cuts. It's like, oh, you can
Yeah.
see it all happening right there.
Yeah.
yeah, cinematography and the score.
On
Yeah.
point.
and the
that's-
score and
that- yeah.
Amanda are the best parts of this movie.
I'd say
Yes.
that's
The score
also,
was really nice.
a
That's it.
single point
Top threes.
in which it felt more like a play because you could see all the action
Oh, yeah.
about to
Yes.
happen as well.
Yes, it's great. That cinematography is so good.
Yeah. Every scene was done from start to finish. You never cut into a scene halfway through.
Oh,
You
I did
never
not know that.
every scene that was in the movie, you saw it begin and you saw it finish. And I think that was a very nice little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike some other movies
chill,
that
you're
don't
supposed
know
to-
how to start or finish
Bro,
scenes,
you're
so they
supposed-
just start and end in the middle of
My
them.
guy, you're supposed to enter late, exit early.
So, hey, guys.
Edgar Wright
so
taught me that.
how does one review a movie?
Great.
I don't. I'm thinking about it. I don't want to be a movie reviewer ever. I want to talk about movies, and that's it. I want to. I want to discuss them.
Yes, but also,
I don't know, bro. Just talk about shit. I don't know. Go off, Stephanie.
are you good? Oh, okay. I lost my train of thought because Logan's staring at me really like, oh no, please don't do anything. Anyway, anybody gonna talk about the description that Amanda gave about killing the horse? Because that was brutal.
It was really
Was it?
brutal.
She like sawed. Okay, well, basically she was trying to get.
She
to
tried
the
to poison it.
spine. Yeah,
I mean, like, looking from her point of view, it all made sense.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's
that's
still
just
pretty
brutal.
brutal to imagine.
Well,
She
yeah,
tried
yeah.
to poison it. It didn't work. So she paralyzed it and then sliced away at its neck until she got to its spine, then crushed it with her foot.
Well, I also need to point out that Amanda was trying to... she accidentally paralyzed it because she heard on the internet that was the way to do it painlessly. And it just happened to paralyze the horse, but it could still feel everything.
Well, she knew that was the way that they paralyzed it. It's the way that they killed them. But it was... Because she says the ideal way would be a bullet. But she didn't have a gun. She says she knew that was used in Mexico, but it wasn't humane because it only paralyzed them. It didn't kill them, so they just eventually died from it. So she just did that to get it to stop kicking around so she could get to its spine. Which is... It was a brutal description, honestly.
It really was.
Yep.
Quick little thing. In that scene, the only things that she's moving around on the chessboard are the pawns and the knights.
Oh, that's
I saw
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's only moving the little horsey pieces around as she's talking about it.
That's
Whip.
good.
And the pawns.
Hey.
Whip.
Thank you.
As
cool.
we're recording this podcast, I'm climbing all around different parts of the room on my stomach, and I think the audience deserves to know that.
He's like a fun little penguin
so
right
they
now.
can imagine it.
But can you explain something to me? Can you explain that whole dream that she had and just
Which
the letter that she gives
Oh, at
Lily?
the end.
Yeah, the end. Yeah.
That wasn't a dream.
I think it was artsy indie
No,
bullshit.
Amanda had a dream, and then she was like, "Thoroughbreds ruled the world" or something, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
There was two of them. She had two of them, right?
Yeah, she had two.
Yeah.
And that she dreamed about her and Amanda, and then the other one is where like Thoroughbreds took over the world.
The
or
horses
something.
took over the world because people were on their phones too much or whatever, right? What was it? Wasn't that the same dream?
Artsy indie bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. I wish I remembered it more.
But also, if you think about it, they were like thoroughbreds because they were bred to be a certain way.
So
you know?
let me
Whoa.
just pop in on that. So
That's the name of the fucking...
Yeah, it's the name of,
Okay, yeah,
like,
thanks.
awesome.
It's like so with spoilers in case anyone didn't know
This
that.
whole podcast is a
well,
big
yeah,
spoiler.
You guys
Yeah.
spoil first time listeners.
Watch these movies before you listen to the podcast. That's the...
But yeah, like
bitch.
the entire horse metaphor is like stretched across the entire ass movie. Like there's horses literally in every single scene.
Yes.
There's actually a cool point where you learn about Amanda's and Lily's friendship, not because they tell you, but because you see it in the background. Because you see all the horse trophies on both their rooms. You're like, oh, they must have met doing horses. And at the very end of the movie, it's never mentioned. You just see a picture of them riding horses together. It's like, oh, that's how they became friends. But the entire horse metaphor stretches like a lot longer than that because what was it called? Amanda, she killed a horse because the horse had like a broken leg, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
Her mom didn't want to put it down.
well, no.
Honeymooner.
The way she described it was, since she had a broken leg, it was a condition that prevented from living its life fully. So she's basically puts it down because it wouldn't have the full quality of life. So later in the movie, when basically at what could be arguably the climax of the film, where the whole like drinking scene where they finally have the killing of the father.
Yeah.
Amanda is talking with Lily, and Lily said, "Does your life have any purpose?" And Amanda thinks, and she says, "No." And it could like there's opinions that could be said that Amanda views her own lack of emotion as a condition that prevents her from living her life fully. So she took the drink fully to basically give her life in Lily's hands to put her down, just like she put the horse down, because that's what made sense to her since she already did it once.
Hell yeah, Frank. That actually makes sense.
What?
That
Oh.
makes sense. But also because at the end, you left me hanging. But anyway,
Congratulations,
at the
you
end,
solved
she
the riddle.
neighs.
Yeah, I clapped
At the
her
end,
hand.
she neighs, and that explains so much.
neighs at the end?
Yeah,
Is that
she
the end?
neighs. She goes, "No, I'm not gonna do it."
Wait, she neighs? I missed that.
Yeah.
actually missed
Insert neigh sound here. No, I mean, like, go online and find it like a neighing sound.
That was it.
Yeah, she does.
Don't remember
She's
that.
describing her dream, and then Amanda ends
She
up
didn't do it. They just put in
Yeah, exactly.
They just put
That's
in
what I meant.
a nay sound in editing.
That's what I meant. But also,
She didn't do it because that would have been
I-
really good.
I like that the the whole hospital scene where you see Amanda excel compared to the other patients. Like, I don't know why I like that scene so much, but I was like,
Because she's not crazy. She's a sociopath.
Yeah, I really like
She's not
her.
insane. She just doesn't have emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, can I also talk about another thing? Sorry, this is gonna be like my
Just
final
go.
tangent.
Go
off, King.
movie.
Go, boy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the expectation subversion in this movie. 'Cause I know expectation subversion and me are just like, bros. Like, I remember the last podcast I was on, like, I talked something about expectation subversion in Spirited Away or something.
You think
I
so?
vaguely recall. But basically, if you subvert expectations in your movie, like, you pretty much got a good score from me. And, but literally, like, the entire movie builds up to the killing of the stepfather, and then they just throw it away. It's not important. This movie doesn't need it. They just throw it away.
Yeah.
And then at that point where Amanda, like, drinks the whole drink, saying basically like, Lily, my life's in your hands, and you have this entire moment of just like could really be like, don't worry, I'm your friend. No, just Lily goes and murders her stepfather and frames her. Like, wow. And I think the biggest one that my first instant watch, I was expecting it like the entire time, but I love that they didn't do it. They, in theater, there's an idea, there's a law called Chekhov's gun. Basically, if you show a prop, it's got to be used
you
by
thought
at
she
least
was going
the
to
third
kill him
act.
with the sword,
With
right?
the sword, and the sword is never used.
I also thought
they literally set it up with like his sword and everything.
I thought it was weird they did that.
It's never touched again, and I really enjoyed that.
I guess I enjoy it. I would say I enjoyed it.
I highly enjoy that little detail because, like, even
You
in
do
that,
think
they
they are
subvert
going
the
to.
expectations.
Yeah, that
of
is
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's smart of them to do that.
I enjoyed it, but that's kind of one of my pet peeves, that the whole gun thing is one of my biggest things in movies. And it's one of the things that say, like, the movie Ready Player One did very well. Was every single thing that they introduced, every little thing was used at some point in the movie, which I enjoyed. But it's kind of like, the whole James Bond thing. He's listing off the gadgets and everything, and okay, he's going to use every single one of these before the end at some point, and you just got to figure out how he's going to use each one. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to have a little break from that, And it is kind of against the rules, It goes against typical filmmaking, but it worked here. This was a weird movie, and it did break a lot of rules.
Oh, also, it might have broke the rules of having accurate quotes. How is it related to American Psycho and
Oh my
Heathers?
God.
Like, screwing that
Question
up?
mark?
Yeah.
Question mark? I mean, I get there's teenagers and killing, but like, other than that,
it's not really.
Not really.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
its own thing. I
I
will
haven't
give it
really
that.
seen another movie exactly like this one.
No.
This was unique, and I enjoyed it.
yeah, I mean, it's a movie you go in and like, I enjoy the movie.
I love the fact that Amanda plays poker, because she would have a great poker face. And she doesn't go on emotion. She goes on, calculation and stuff. So I think that's the perfect way for her to make money.
Which arguably, you could say that switched at the end of the movie. Because, Lily's all about efficiency, and, like, she literally... other expectation subversion. They have this whole entire heartfelt letter, and Lily's just like, oh, yeah, I didn't read it. And you're just like, oh, wow.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Lily actually didn't read it?
No, she read it. That's what she was talking about, wasn't it? When it was doing the whole...
At the end, it shows the letter from Amanda's point of view. But then Lily says, oh, yeah, I never read it.
She's a fucking bitch. I don't think she did.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
I think she was just lying to the drug dealer. Because what was the whole thing she was talking about when it was showing Amanda in prison? I figured that was the real letter.
That was from Amanda's
not?
point of view, though.
Yeah, that was the letter.
Yeah.
But that was just the movie showing you what the letter was. It wasn't...
I kind of thought Lily did read it and then just lied to the drug dealer.
I thought
I agree with that, honestly.
I've read and I've heard people say that, but I just don't think she
I
wrote
would
it.
be fine with the fact, like, if the directors came forward and said, "Oh yeah, no, she's telling the truth. She didn't really read it," I'd believe it. But personally, I like to think that she did read it and she was just lying to keep up the facade that, like, oh yeah, no, she's a crazy bitch. I cut her out of my life.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't even think to question it. I was like, oh, she read it. She's lying. Because she sucks. But also, like, the police couldn't tell that was set up. Like, she
we didn't really see what happened there.
I guess, but like...
And
she supposedly kills the dad, goes back to the couch, falls asleep with a knife in her hand with blood all over and blood on the chin, like someone propped up her head.
And they didn't do any sort of drug test to find the Rohypnol in her system.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the mother was out for the night.
Yeah,
she was. I'm assuming that after Lily did all that, she cleaned herself off and left the house.
Probably, but still is like...
and let, like, her mother come home to find that or something. But she had the text messages, like, she sent urgent text messages telling her to come over. Like, she totally set herself up for that.
Yeah.
It was smart using the, like, the gloves and everything. And I personally am under the impression that she wore Amanda's shoes. Because Amanda was barefoot on the couch, and she went over, she does something, and then goes up the stairs.
I thought she just grabbed the knife.
Well, she grabs the knife, and then she goes over and does something, and then heads up the stairs.
Oh.
And it sounds like when she's going up the stairs...
She has shoes on.
That she has shoes on.
That'd be
so I'm
interesting.
thinking she does that in case, blood gets on the floor, so that then she can take the shoes off so she doesn't track it away. Because then, obviously you'd see... oh, those are not her feet. They're too, whatever size or something.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Because then she comes back barefoot, but her feet aren't covered in blood. So,
yeah,
I don't know. That was something I sort of I didn't really think about initially, but on the second watch through, I was like, wait, what? I'd looked up a picture of what like an ergometer looks like.
A what?
The machine that he was using.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I love those things so much. I'm just, like, letting you know right now. Like, fun fact. That's actually the first time an ergometer has been used in that actor's certain career.
Huh.
Yeah, because he's also Tom Yates in House of Cards, and in the series, Francis Underwood uses that exact same machine. I think it's...
that's what that is?
Yeah, it's just a machine used to generally, like, display characters that are very, how you say, like... I'm not sure how to put it, basically, like, very straightforward, strict, rigid. I'm not sure how the proper word, but basically characters that are, like, ruthlessly efficient.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just say that?
There we go.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I was wondering, what it looked like, but I remember that in House of Cards.
Yeah, I'll look up a picture for you, but they're basically...
I remember.
Okay.
I remember. Put the phone down.
But the way that they're set up is basically, like, if she were to stab him while he was on it, she'd totally get blood on her feet.
Yeah. So, yeah,
so
I guess
I'm assuming she was wearing shoes and most likely Amanda's.
But also, she's a small girl, and that guy was,
massive.
Yeah.
But she got a knife. One stab and then he's done.
Fairly crippling, honestly.
I guess,
you're not going to die from one knife wound, but
like,
you're
he's not
definitely
gonna
going to be crippled from it, no matter what shape you're in. If you're taking a knife in the back... you're probably going to curl up a little bit and not be able to respond immediately.
Actually, if she got him like straight in the spine, like especially if she got that spinal cord, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that he was like on his stomach while he was doing it, because there was some way that he wouldn't have seen her coming.
Well, no, when you're using one of those machines, your back is literally you have your back to something.
Yeah.
So
there's different ways to use them, but like she managed to sneak up to him, and I'm assuming that he was listening to music or something, because he does that constantly, so he'd have to have something going on.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And so he wouldn't have heard her. But I'm assuming she got the drop on him.
Oh, most likely.
Because if I saw, my stepdaughter that hates me coming at me with gloves and a knife, I'm going to be a little bit cautious.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene is so good.
I loved that scene.
Slowly zooming in on Amanda asleep, and you're going to hear everything going on.
That's exactly how it was written in the play, the initial screenplay. or not the screenplay, but the stage play.
And then you could hear like the thumping.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
so
it was
good.
that was a
that
good
was
scene.
so much more powerful, I think, than if they
seeing
had
it.
tried to follow it.
Yeah.
I think it would have turned out cheesy. I don't think it would have looked good. I liked
Yeah.
the fact that they left it up to the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And it focused on Amanda because, after all this time, Lily is probably trying to convince herself that she really didn't do it. As she's talking with the other guy, she's trying to convince everybody else. And so it kind of serves that the movie doesn't show her actually doing it, too. And I think it worked so much better.
Yeah.
And just the use of sound in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well done.
Oh yeah, the cinematography.
This movie looks so good.
Yes, and it makes it better each scene
Yeah.
too, and the score.
No,
did we say that on this one?
Probably.
The weird ass score makes it
Hey,
even
the score's
weirder.
weird. It's chaotic, but it fits the movie.
Makes it even more
just
weird.
in case we didn't say that earlier.
Fucking Amanda, bro. Her
Yeah.
acting is insane.
Amanda's acting is on point.
Although sometimes I felt like the dialogue. Actually, it was more in like the beginning. The more it went on, the less I found this. But sometimes the dialogue seemed like it was trying really hard to be like quirky and like fast. But it wasn't.
It was a little bit awkward.
I find that problem with most modern movies nowadays,
Yeah.
specifically the ones that are art housey and indie.
Yeah, like especially that one scene. It was like
Everything wants to be Gilmore Girls. What?
who said that?
Logan.
It was Frank.
I know Logan said it. I saw him say it. God damn.
Jesus, Stephanie, get your shit together.
But it was like when Mark was trying to get Amanda to leave early. And
Oh, yeah.
that whole
I
conversation.
actually really liked that scene.
It didn't work for me. I thought, I don't know, something about it was weird. I didn't like
found
the
it
dialogue.
really
on
funny how they had the camera linger on like Mark's face when she said that, and he was just like,
Yeah.
That is honestly such a that's realistic though. That will shut people up. Like I've used that before. I haven't made it up. Obviously, it's been legitimate. But like if you say that, people go silent.
Yeah.
They
of course.
They don't know how to respond to that.
We're talking about the chemotherapy line,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Your mom can pick you up now. She's busy. Doing what? Chemotherapy.
Just like
Silence. Like
shit.
no, that happens though. That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah. Just I found the dialogue, the pacing for it, at least right before that, was weird.
A little
Like,
bit.
It was trying to be quirky and wasn't, but it didn't really stop me from enjoying it.
Yeah. No, this is an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I want a
had
little more,
fun.
but it was fun.
I don't necessarily think it's one you need to see more than once to get everything. I've watched it 2 or 3 times now. I think it might have been 3. But I got what I got out of it. I'm happy. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it
not
was
super
good.
disappointed in it at
entertained. I
all.
was super
I was entertained.
entertained.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it was a movie. Like, I watched it, I enjoyed it, but it didn't particularly like stand out.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
required a second watching, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
No.
It just means that it's a good one. It's a good one watch. Like,
Yeah, it's a good
Fist
one.
pump.
I'd
Fist pump.
I'd put it on for like a date night for like probably friends over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It looks beautiful. It manages to do the long, lingering, silent shots without making it feel wasted. So many movies do like long, silent shots, and it's just like, oh my god, get on with it, like establishing shots or whatever. But this movie, it used them. It didn't just have them; they all served a purpose. Like that like 20-second shot while she's getting her feet done of like just her face. At the spa, because it's tense. She knows like it's going on now. He's going in. He's going to be murdering him now. Like, and she is like worried about this, and it feels long, and it's like it's intentional, and it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the way this movie was done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The style fit it very well.
Yeah.
Everything felt in place.
I loved the this is Rhonda from Edible Arrangements. When she was calling to
See about her
see about-
internship
Oh
and her
yeah,
scholarship.
yeah.
because like That was like such a smart thing, I think. Just because it's like you can't just call and ask. You can't just call and be like, "Hey, what's the student mailing address for this person?"
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, we can't tell you that. That's confidential." But if it's like, "Oh, yeah, this is something that was ordered, especially edible arrangement, that's something that's going to go bad. They need to know it as soon as possible." So, yeah, I think that was just a little thing I thought was like clever.
I think I don't have much to say about this movie, honestly.
Yeah, it just had a lot of very little things that I enjoyed. It got the one of the very small things that I was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of nice, was how they introduced Lily, like how they got the audience to like know her name, because it feels weird if two people that know each other say, "Oh, like, hello, Ben."
Yeah.
It's like, I know you're Ben.
What's up,
you
Logan?
know I'm Logan. Like, we're not going to say our names to each other unless we're specifically talking to each other in a group of people. So having her, her maid or whatever go and yell her name throughout the house looking for her, one, establishes, this house is enormous. This girl is really rich. And two, just gets us to remember her name because it's repeated several times.
I forgot that detail, and then now that you talk about it, I enjoyed that too.
I also enjoyed how there was little to no human interaction other than their main cast, and the fact
minimal cast.
Yeah, and the fact that literally all of the workers at the house, they feel more like parts of the house, and they're even framed to look like that. Because one part where I forgot what, but Amanda's walking through the house and she leaves something on the table, and then in the very corner of the frame, right as she exits, you just see someone pick it up and go. And you're just like, whoa, were they there the entire time? And you just feel like it's sort of like the house has workers that just do you remember that Disney Channel movie, Smart House?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like the house is Smart House. Except less crazy and murdery, but actually kind of keep the murdery for into this podcast.
Yeah. One other thing I liked is I hate when movies do pop-up text when people are on phones or computers. And I really loved the fact that they told us exactly what was being said just through music and facial expressions, without showing the screen, without showing anything that was being said at all. You got exactly what it was.
But I was really curious to know.
Yeah.
The interaction. Because, it was just it was long. And you would just hear the beep, the messages, but you would never see them. And then she just told Amanda, I saw the pictures, and that's all you get.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah, I kind of wanted more from that, but yeah.
And then one last very small detail was just there was a single shot that I really liked that was Lily sitting on the couch, watching TV. And then the camera, instead of cutting to her parents looking at her, changes focus.
Yes, no, there's a lot of really cool focal
I loved that
stuff.
shot. They worked a lot with camera focus, and I really enjoyed it.
The camera work on this was very good.
Yeah, first time director pulling this out was absolutely stunning to look at.
I keep forgetting it was his first time.
And it's not just the cinematography isn't just flashy for no reason either. It adds to the story. It adds to the feel of this movie overall, and it just looks beautiful. It looks so good. So good. Watch this movie, honestly, it is not the best movie you'll ever see, No, but it's not amazing. Good. It's not. It's great. It's well done, but I admire it more as a piece of art than I do as a piece of film.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is there a difference?
I'd still call it a film.
Yes.
Art.
Good question.
Oh, yeah, no,
art?
it's still a movie.
Wait, Frank's right.
Yeah, film is art, but I mean, I admire this more as one would admire a painting than one would admire a movie.
I respect that.
Yeah.
So you just sort of stare at it for long periods of time and pretend to know what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Whip.
Final thoughts?
No, just good. Just good.
Just good.
I was wanting to see this for a long time, and I was excited too. And
I know. I saw the trailer for it a while ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." I was checking it to watch, and then Logan brought it up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop a watch then."
So it was good. Wanted a little more, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Since you talked about it, I don't ever think that I've seen it anywhere else, but I'm glad I saw it because you always talk about it.
Thank you.
So I still stand at a 6, though.
That's fair.
But I think I need to watch it again. Maybe I'll change my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any score changes?
I'm keeping a 7, my man.
Yep, keeping it at a 6.
Okay, I'll keep my 7, honestly. All right, so that was Thoroughbreds. A really long movie about horses.
Horse Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, Horse Girls. And
Horse Girls.
fucking, You're Not My Real Dad, the movie.
It
Wild,
was
and not the
long.
fun
It was a
kind.
long movie, but
Was
it
it that
didn't
long?
feel long.
What was it? It was
It
almost
got
2
to
hours?
the point. Yeah.
I don't know. I had to take breaks.
It was about 2 hours.
I watched it at night, and then I got tired, so
Wait,
I
are we
went to
talking about
sleep.
Clockwork Orange?
No.
No,
We're getting there. Chill.
God damn!
Look, I sometimes space out. It's not my fault. Okay, yeah, it is my fault. But just give me a break.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I've prepared a little activity for us.
Ooh, okay.
What?
Now, before we start talking about A Clockwork
wait.
Orange,
Oh God.
Oh boy.
this movie deals very heavily with violence and sexual
Violence.
violence,
Ultra
and
violence.
just things, sexual things.
Why are
in
you
general.
preluding the activity with this information, Logan?
Because I have
I'm nervous.
I have pretended for the sake of this podcast.
Oh, it's this.
For the last 24 hours,
Oh, I forgot.
I have pretended to be a female on social media.
female.
Yes. And I have been saving every dick picture that has been sent to me in the last 24 hours.
Dicture pictures.
Yes.
I feel like I know where this is going.
I have received 32
in the last 24
in
hours.
24 hours, yes. And so this is kind of interesting. About 2 out of 5 guys would send me a dick pic within the first 10 messages. Unprompted, completely. It was at that point that I would start to prompt them. And with some prompting, about 2 out of 5 would send them. So only 1 out of 5 guys that I talked to didn't send me dick pics.
I see you're really getting use out of your statistics class.
I am. So it's kind of interesting. If you ask, or even if you don't ask, like 40 to 80% of guys will send you pictures of their dick.
Men are trash.
Men are trash, yeah.
Thank you.
It was kind of gross. I have a whole new respect. Men are like stupid is what I've learned in general, just because like
Chill.
they'll it's not like
Men
You're speaking
ain't
to
shit.
you're speaking
type
to a
of
fellow menemist right here.
the
So.
type of men that
Ew.
send messages to random women on the internet
yeah, I'm just kidding.
are weird.
No, men are trash.
They're stupid. Yeah, those men are trash.
I've been saying it. No,
Yeah.
every single man is a trash.
Just as a heads up,
Is a trash.
don't just send messages to random women on the internet, because chances are it's a guy, and now we're gonna make fun of your dick on our podcast.
Whoa.
So, Ben and Stephanie, if you want to join me, I've saved these 32 dick pics.
Why don't I get the option?
Frank, you can too, but I feel like you wouldn't have as much of a reaction to it.
Oh.
So we're going to take a look at these 32 dick pics.
You know why we're being
going
chosen.
we're going to be recording your reactions.
Is this because I'm slightly
air.
more jaded than the rest of the cast?
Yeah, walk over here.
Can I get?
Yeah, here.
Can I get it from
Stephanie,
a
go ahead and sit
distance?
in this chair.
Oh no.
Is this like
Yo.
a brainwashing scene with Alex? Is this what you're doing here?
Yes.
My little brother?
Yes, we're going to
Brother?
be doing some
Little brother?
19.
of the old
Some Dixie Wixies.
dick pic looking.
Dixie Wixie Pixie Wixies.
Can I see it from a distance? No.
Nope, I'm getting
no.
right up in your face.
Oh boy.
So like, we're like roasting it like we're Jeff Ross.
Yes.
These are pictures, not actual like.
Neither of them have seen these pictures before.
Comedy Central's roast of
Ben has seen like one or two of them.
Chill.
No, I haven't. Frank, you can join if you want.
Yeah.
Get in here, big boy.
I'll get in
Okay,
here.
so here's the first one.
Way over there.
Wait.
What's going on with the foreskin?
Wait, what is that?
It's got this really thick, weird vein on it.
That's not a vein.
Wait, no, I don't know what that is.
Foreskin job.
Yeah, it's got some. It's like something fucked up.
It looks like he smoothed it out with like an app. That's exactly what it. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I'm not sure. Men.
I don't know. It's weird. But
oh my god.
This boy looks
We're
like
on
he's
to
got
number 2 now.
This boy looks like he's got 3 balls.
Oh wow, he actually
1, 2,
does.
3.
This guy totally looks like he's got 3 testicles. This one's a decent length. That's probably an 8 or 9 incher.
It's not bad.
I doubt this was the actual guy's dick. I bet he just looked up a picture. Okay, let's look at number 3. This one's
like
kind of gross.
That's a bruised banana right there.
Yeah, it looks like a bruised banana. It's got some weird markings on it.
It looks like he's in Costco or something.
Yeah, he looks like he's in the middle of Costco.
That floor.
And he's got like maybe some fudge frosting or something on the tip. Not sure what that is. All right, here's this next one. This is more classy. This looks like it was taken looks like it was taken at a desk at like a high school or something.
Yeah, he stuck it through the boxer flap.
Yeah, this is decent quality.
Lighting in that.
Yeah, the head's a little big. It's kind of oversized compared to the rest of it, but. All right, this one was taken from the comfort of one's own home.
Why does he have a fucking rubber band over it?
It's got some hair ties around it. It seems
you guys
to.
have never heard of a ring?
Yeah,
That's not a ring.
That's a ring.
it's got like some.
It's a different
some ponytail
kind of ring then.
things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the head is about twice as large as the rest of it.
now.
I think this guy. Pretty sure this guy was using a penis pump right before this. The head's kind of purple. It's about twice as big, like thick as the rest of it. So
Yeah, it looks like it's losing
pretty
blood.
sure this guy was doing as much as he could to enlarge his. This guy's was. This is a micro penis. This is maybe 3 inches, if that.
I like how you guys have no reactions because you guys are all guys and you guys see your penis all the time.
I just want to
but,
like nourish it.
It looks like
Feed
it was
it.
taken right on the edge of a toilet.
Just give it some TLC. But
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
not like
Wait,
that.
I want to see a tattoo. Oh my god, no, that was ugly. I know. What was that? What was that? I'm gonna cry.
For all 32.
We can make a whole podcast out of this. All right, here we go.
I don't want to see it.
What's going
This
on?
one,
You need to
it
do that.
looks. He's got some sort of smegma in there. Yeah, that one's gross.
Something's wrong with that.
He's got a nice bruise right on the shaft. It looks like he jerks it a little bit too much.
Ew.
He's got some Batman underpants though, so that's cool.
Put that one away.
This guy's maybe in his 50s. Now, I was posing as an 18-year-old girl.
That angle.
Yeah, this guy, he's got a weird angle. He's probably in his 50s. Wow, this little guy's right. He's at attention,
Yeah, he's ready.
Straight up.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, he's hiling. This one's upside down. I'm not sure why he did that. It's taken from the underside. Oh my god! It's kind of lumpy and weird. It has some kind of like a cyst on it, but this guy's hung like a horse.
I'm gonna
He's muscular. I'm 90% sure he just looked up this picture online. This one's kind of fat. It's got a weird lump in the middle. That one curves way too far to the left.
And it's sweaty.
Yeah, that one's super sweaty.
Foot.
This one's got like another cyst on it.
oh, you might actually want to get that checked out.
Yeah, you probably want to get that checked out, dude.
I don't know if you could hear me, but
Yeah, if you sent a dick pic to a random girl online recently, get your dick checked.
Yeah, just for the safety of your own.
Yeah, this one's pretty normal. Nothing much to say about this one. This one curves pretty strongly downward. This is, I think, the first non-Caucasian one we've gotten.
No, with his balls too.
Yeah, they hang pretty low. It's like 2 shades darker than the rest of him.
I just want to point out that Stephanie's been staring uncomfortably with her mic to her face, just sort of processing everything. We've
broken Stephanie.
I've been staring at the corner because.
Stephanie, here, look at this one.
No, please.
This is pretty sus.
Gross.
Okay, this one
This guy's pretty sus, isn't he, Frank?
RateMyDick.com.
Ouch.
This one, this
needs
guy
lotion.
needs some lotion.
That shit is
It
ashy.
looks ashy. It's gray. It's actually gray.
Are we going
like-
all 32?
Like this is a zombie.
It's like 30 minutes long.
When do we stop?
Yeah.
What are you doing Wednesday? Oh, nothing much. You want to come over and record a podcast?
Here's
yeah, it'll be a fun one about movies, right? It'll be just like the first one.
Nope,
this guy,
not about
this
movies.
guy has some
About dicks.
little torn up pieces of toilet paper left over on his. This guy's got
He's
just
on the toilet.
Titanic thighs. His balls are sucked in.
He's mid shit there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm over it.
All right. So
Multiples?
I'm gonna.
How many more do we got?
I'm
Logan?
broken.
this one is.
I'm broken. I gotta go.
Stephanie is leaving.
How many more do we got?
We're almost at the bottom. We're almost there. Yeah. There's only a couple more.
Okay, I guess I'll. Yo, chill.
Oh my
This
bad.
one's pretty lumpy. Didn't really show the top, so it's kind of hard to tell. This one's gross.
Yeah.
It's just straight up gross. There's no good way to put
a lot of
it. It
these
looks
are
like a dog
How
penis.
far are we?
We're almost at the end.
A lot of these are pretty gross, so I'm going to admit it.
not
Honestly, male
sure-
genitalia, gross.
Yeah. This guy
Ouch,
just
he's-
covered the whole thing
He's
with his
trying to
hand.
pop it.
Yeah. That one's okay, I guess. It's fine. It's fine.
Ow, no.
Oh, this one's a
right
cum
on his
shot.
bed sheets?
Yeah, this one just
Just gonna have to
is-
watch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a pretty good size. This one's decent. That one it curves upward.
He's making a curve.
This thing looks like a banana. Like that is a strong curve. There we go. Here's the last one.
Another mid shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say, his
Overall,
tile's in pretty good condition.
I'd say this is
look
this
at
is
that
one of the
tile.
better
Did he
ones.
Just buy that house?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like he just cleaned the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just bought
That's
the house,
nice.
just cleaned the tile.
Anyway, Stephanie's literally cowering in the corner.
Pussy.
What?
Just a public service announcement. Prior to today, Stephanie had only ever seen one penis in her entire life.
And it was a picture.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to be talking about A Clockwork Orange. This is a
about
movie
movies,
podcast.
not dick pics, because we're a movie podcast.
I'm drained right now.
That was so many.
My brain's kind of just like, it just checked out.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's go.
Way too many guys are just too eager. They're just too eager to do that.
Men are trash.
True.
You right.
Yeah.
All right, so Clockwork Orange.
Wait.
Protagonist Alex DeLarge is an ultraviolet youth
No,
in futuristic Britain. As with all luck, his eventually runs out, and he's arrested and convicted of murder and rape. While in prison, Alex learns of an experimental program in which convicts are programmed to detest violence.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie came out in 1971, nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Writing, Screenplay based on material from another medium, and Best Film Editing.
Did it win anything?
It did not win anything.
Damn.
Won.
Really?
Like, very later, I'm pretty sure. It was either a Globe.
It was a Golden Globe.
Okay.
Yeah. I just do research on the Oscars because there are too many awards out there to...
Yeah.
Hey, I
but
get it, man. I get it.
It is the second movie, and there are only two movies in all of history to have an X rating and also receive a nomination for Best Picture.
X-rated?
The first being Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy.
What was Midnight Cowboy
Is that the one
about?
with, is that with Dustin Hoffman?
It's 1969.
What was that about? Was it about cowboy?
I didn't do much research beyond the name.
Because, I mean, like, that sounds like a pretty raunchy movie.
I'm pretty sure that one's with Dustin Hoffman.
Was it?
When was Dustin Hoffman born?
It was originally rated X in the United States, eventually re-rated to R. It was banned for 4 years in Spain, banned until 2000 in Ireland. It was banned in Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and yet in the Netherlands, it has a 14+ rating.
Whoa.
14?
That is
14 to watch this movie.
Yeah,
in the
like
Netherlands.
people from the Netherlands, the Dutch, like you ever run into one, they mean business.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a penis museum in the Netherlands, isn't there?
Yeah, and
we should take that phone
there
over
was
there.
literally 2 guys racing to donate their penis. Like that's how hardcore the Dutch are.
Man, Netherlands, man.
No, the Dutch
aren't
don't
trash.
they don't give a shit about that.
Oh, also, fun fact: it is one of the most widely available banned movies out there.
Clockwork?
Clockwork Orange.
It really is. I found it very easily.
Yeah, and the reason why it was banned in Britain is because Kubrick himself actually pulled it from cinemas because of unfortunate events regarding the actual film and people taking a little bit of the film to heart, a little bit too much, and reenacting.
Oh,
the
no,
old
really?
violence. Yeah.
What idiots.
It was only re-released in Britain in the year 2000, 1 year after Kubrick's death.
Wow. I didn't know about
2000?
all that.
1999. Wow. But it was very sought after once it was re-released legally, and it was to the point where movie stores were putting signs outside their doors saying, "We do not have a Clockwork Orange," because so many people were coming in every day and asking. So this movie, it's a hard movie. Honestly, it is. It's hard to watch. It's hard to judge. It's hard to collect your feelings on.
Yep.
You know, it's hard.
But
It's
we have to.
it's rough. You know, it's a lot of people can't make it all the way through.
That is a true fact.
I feel
didn't.
physically violated by this movie.
Yeah,
I didn't my first time. I turned it off after the
I
first
think
intro scenes and all that shit.
I had to go directly to my Spanish class after that, and in my Spanish class, they put on a video, one of those like introduction to Espanol videos, and it was black and white and playing music, and oh my god, the guy who was sitting next to me was like, "Hey man, like you cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't worry."
And he starts
it's perfectly fine.
He
Trust me.
starts taking
I
out like
think
eye
once-
drops.
Yeah,
You're
oh
like,
my god.
no.
You're like, no.
I think once you get past the 40 minutes, it's
Yeah,
easy.
no,
It's
I
easy.
love this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoy this movie.
It's fucking good.
It's
At first,
it's very well done.
yeah, at first I was like,
'Cause-
and then I changed my mind, and now I enjoy it.
I'm gonna start off our ratings with an
Yeah.
8.
Same.
I gave it an 8.5.
All right, Franco.
Franco.
Honestly,
Kill it.
Like what?
Kill it.
What do you mean kill it?
You want to kill it.
No, I enjoyed the movie. Okay, it's a long thing. I would give it probably I would probably give it an 8.4 because no,
That's
literally.
made up.
That's more annoying than a point.
Yeah,
five.
that's right. That's right. You want me to start giving it a duck?
8.4.
I can give it a duck wearing a hat. That's my rating. Want to go back to that system, Ben? Okay.
You're good.
So yeah,
Sorry,
the reason
man.
why is
Chill.
I recognize the artistic merit of the movie, and the movie is very well done, and literally like it's one of those movies that I would recommend for everyone to see, but
Yes.
only once, and never again.
I really want to rewatch
I
this
did not
movie.
want to rewatch that movie.
Really?
It's been described as a movie that needs to be watched at least twice to
Oh.
fully understand it.
This is why
thrice actually. I
Okay.
don't want to watch it a second or third time, but I'm going to anyways.
I felt weird about giving it a rating because I was like, I need to watch it again, but I didn't
Yeah.
have time.
Yeah.
But 8.5, I think.
Yeah, this is
is
my
super fucking
second and a half time watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Because my second time, I watched it with my girlfriend for date night.
Yep.
Because it's a great date night movie.
Date night.
I convinced her, hey, there's this really good date night movie. It's called The Clockwork Orange. And she's like, okay. She did no research whatsoever. We started watching it, and she turned it off 30 minutes in.
Rightful.
I mean, there's 3 rape scenes within 20 minutes of the
That's
film.
very true.
You know,
not hold back any
It
punches.
does
It
not.
doesn't.
no, okay.
Hey, let's kazoo singing in the rain.
You think that's really letting me know that me and Stephanie are not kazooing, but we're sort of moving along.
You know, like it was like the violence was horrible. Honestly, I was expecting more. Like I think it was bad. It was bad. It was bad, guys. It was
Yeah,
bad.
no, I
But
get it.
as soon as it was going to
No,
get
but
grotesque, it cut off.
Ben, like, no,
Okay.
you have to understand that, like, the level that you were expecting, that's the level they got in the 70s. Because
That's true,
like,
that's true.
like, in the year we live in, literally, we see that amount of, like, violence and gore in, like, everyday
Yeah,
media.
you're right, you're
but
right.
back then, in the 70s, like, that shit was revolutionary.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
they
right,
haven't
you're right.
seen anything like that. Like, I'm pretty sure that broke their minds.
And I also want to point out that I heard the author of A Clockwork Orange didn't like the film.
Damn, Cooper.
Really?
Cooper
Yeah,
keeps
I
doing
heard
that.
he said that it was overly sexualized and
There's a lot of
violent.
sexual imagery in
And
that
I was
movie.
like,
There was.
I kind of get it.
So
I
what's
get
the
it.
book
There
like
was,
then?
there was actually a lot of differences.
Book is
between-
really sexual and violent.
Yeah,
No,
so-
but there's actually a lot of differences.
But he
between
says
the
it
book and the movie.
glamorizes it,
That's
which he
fair,
wasn't trying
honestly.
to do in the book.
I don't see the movie as glamorizing.
either.
it.
Well, actually, if okay, my God, I just turned into a well, actually guy. Jesus.
Actually,
I need to go now. No, but I was watching an interview with it was an interview with the lead actor and the author himself, and they were talking about the differences between the book and the movie. Just a lot of things, actually. Fun fact: they actually combine English and Russian. That's why their speech sounds so goddamn weird. Because like most of the
I
words they
really
use are
liked that.
adaptations of Russian words.
okay, it took me the longest time to figure out like if this is just really deep British slang.
Yeah, I
or
know.
If they're
I was
like
like, is
making
this
up
like some
words.
Cockney
But then,
shit?
like at the end when he started saying eggy waggies and steaky wakies, like at the very end, I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, most of these are just made up words, huh?
Yeah.
But it was very interesting.
Like, the reason why it probably thinks it's glamorized because there's an entire chapter at the end where Alex, he's the main character's name. I completely with blank.
It's okay.
There's an entire chapter where he's in his tight cushy government job, and he's repenting over his ways
And he has a son.
contemplating everything. And then in the movie they just cut that. They just
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
they just say like he returns back to his violence. He never returned back to his violence in the book. But he
think-
returns back to his violence in the movie.
He for sure does.
That's
No,
not decided.
no, it
It was
is.
open to
It
interpretation.
totally is.
I think it was open.
I think
Very
it was.
open.
I mean, you see the face that he gives the camera, and then you see him having sex with a woman.
Yeah,
He says, "I've been cured."
Yeah, it was very like. But I don't think it was like he wasn't. It's very like was he actually cured? Was he faking
I
it this whole
think
time?
he-
No, because,
I was
like-
reading something that like the scene, the little thought of him having sex with a woman in front of everyone. Like in the other scenes, it was consensual sex in the
record one, right?
No, I mean in
wait.
his head.
Oh,
the
yeah,
scene
yeah.
in front of everyone. It's consensual sex, monogamous.
Also,
and everyone
I
was
want
cheering
to,
with him.
I want to mention that in the book, the women in the record store were significantly younger, and the
Oof.
sex was not really consensual.
Oh no, I'm not saying that part.
in the book.
Okay,
Actually,
that's fucked
yeah.
up.
I know.
But I'm saying in his head, like everyone's cheering for him. He's having monogamous and consensual sex. In that little at the end, after he said
the-
I was
the very
cured.
end.
Also, why were the people dressed in Victorian type outfits?
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't notice?
I really
like, I was
enjoyed
not-
how like they dressed as like these gentlemen and they talked about manners and like there was all this classical music that just totally juxtaposed all of
dressed
the.
like gentlemen, though.
They wore collared shirts and suspenders and top
They
hats.
wore crotch pieces, though.
Yeah.
Like really weird crotch pieces.
Yeah, but they carried canes and everything, and it just totally juxtaposed the whole like brutality and violence and rape and everything,
Well,
and it
that's
was
part of the entire movie. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at his apartment building, you see like this wonderful work of art that's just drawn dicks all over it.
Yeah.
And then like most of like every violence scene in the entire movie has like classical music overlaying on it, and even in the prison scene, it has like when they're marching down the hallway, it has a wedding theme. So it's sort of like, oh, look at all this nice stuff, and it's actually bad stuff. You know?
yeah.
Speaking of the music, I thought I laughed at one scene. I felt really terrible. But
What did you do, Stephanie?
No, and that
Tell
one
us.
scene, that one scene where he realizes that they're playing Beethoven and he just freaks the fuck out. Like I could not stop laughing. I was like, "You're freaking out over Beethoven." It just made me laugh. I'm
The
sorry.
old Ludwig van.
yeah. He was just his dialogue just cracked me up. Okay,
I loved the slang in this movie
I did too.
because so many movies try to do that and fail. Because things change, vocabulary changes so much over time, and even over short periods of time. Like, so many things that we say today that are just made up words. You know, like
it's awesome.
Like yeet. Like things that people aren't going to say in the future. Things that
I'll say till I die.
And there are tons of new things that people will say in the future that'll sound ridiculous to us. Even though it sounded a little bit cheesy, they fully went for it.
Oh, yeah,
They didn't change like one or two words. Like,
it
Ready
really
Player
worked.
One is what, like 50 years in the future? And they say, like, I recently watched Ready Player One, if you guys can't tell.
I could tell.
I could tell.
And
I could tell.
it's like 50 years in the future, and they have like one new word, and everyone else just talks the same way.
It felt really forced.
Yeah, that's like having a movie set in like the 90s, but everyone talks like Shakespearean.
Yeah, it felt it felt like when they really need to get that brand deal across. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you walk in with my trademark X-ray glasses. Retailing for $50.99 on the something web.
Yeah,
you know, it was just
But
weird.
they fully committed to it, and it paid off. I think it gave this weird, surreal feeling to this world, and really just helped us delve in a little bit further.
Yep.
So originally, this movie, the original cut of this movie was 4 hours long.
I could not have dealt with that.
I would not have been able to watch that.
Yeah, you know, it's another 4-hour-long movie. That's people would classify as a very very landmark piece of American cinema.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I said it first.
It's me and
fucking
Stephanie's
film.
favorite movie, actually.
We
I
love
said it
that
first.
film.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, we
have
gotta
that
do that
film.
as like its own separate episode, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let me know when you guys do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for it.
Well,
Frank
you're-
will also be here for it.
Yeah.
Stephanie, you're a host, so you're here for this every fucking week.
You're right.
Included in that 4-hour take was a 28-minute scene, which was the
Okay.
you remember that the sped up sex scene?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was not originally sped up. The original cut had that full scene at regular speed.
Why?
Speaking,
I don't know.
Can we also just talk about Alex's room for a second? Like, I would kind of like.
Oh, that's a
I would
great room.
Yeah, I would actually kind of live in
would
that
live
room
there.
Like his bedspread, I kind of want
He
that.
had like 9 blankets.
He's a
okay,
king.
but
Like blankets are
Yeah.
like the best thing to sleep with, though. Like every night, I probably go to sleep with like at least 2 blankets.
But Kubrick's like settings in general and all his films are amazing. Like they are great. And the
Yeah.
interior.
Fuck.
Oof.
I think Kubrick's
Rug
masterpiece
patterns,
is
ooh.
simply in that bedspread, like the triangle one. I think that's his landmark. Like his magnum opus is that bedspread.
True.
Because like, when I saw that, that's the first things my eyes landed on, and that's the thing my eyes kept on. Like that bed, I would pay good money for that bedspread.
All right, we'll get it
if
for
anyone
you.
listens to this podcast and knows how to get a hold of that bedspread, all I'm saying is my DMs are open.
The cinematography at its finest.
Oh my god.
I think one of my favorite shots. Well, I have 2, but it's my first one is the record store one where the camera kind of follows Alex through the record store. And did you see that? I think it's a reference, but that 2001 shot.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say that.
That was
He had a
Space
reference to his
Odyssey.
own movie from 3 years earlier.
What? Oh,
What
I
a
did not
fucking-
pick
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was
had a
like-
reference
it
to
was
2001: A
Alex.
Space Odyssey.
I think-
in the record store.
It was Alex, and then there was a record that said 2001, and then there was a girl, so it was like slabbed in the middle. I liked that.
But yeah, this cinematography. Oh my god.
Oh,
This movie was made on a $2.2 million budget.
and it earned like a bunch. And
$2.2 million.
Oh, but it was the 70s.
in the 70s, which
Which what is
is
it?
13.7 million
Okay.
in today's money,
Damn.
which is still not much.
No, but
I don't think
especially
they
with
could've-
what they
For a major blockbuster.
and what it looked like
One,
and everything.
they couldn't have made this today at 13.7 million. 2, they couldn't have made this today. It
Yeah.
would never be released.
Yeah.
Well,
Not,
I think it
not,
might be.
not in mainstream theaters.
wow.
What's the last
That was a
X-rated movie you saw in the theater?
I've
Well,
never,
I mean, like, would it really be X-rated by today's standards?
I feel like it would
it'd
be
be R-rated.
3 rape
It would
scenes.
have
That's
to
a
be.
lot.
Okay.
It would have to be.
But I mean, like, it's released at
because
rated R nowadays.
It does, well, technically, yeah. But it shows vagina, which is
the way you phrase that, Logan.
Boys.
Sorry.
This movie shows vagina.
Which I believe is technically like against the rules or whatever for filmmaking. There's a certain limit to how much of whatever you can show. Like there's a time limit for how long like boobs can be on screen. There's like a 5-second time limit on dicks for R-rated movies.
And dicks being shown is an underrated film.
Yeah,
technique.
I was legitimately surprised to see a dick in this movie. Like
It's Alex in the
Alex's
jail scene
Yeah.
where he's taking all his
barely
clothes.
saw it.
No, you saw it.
It was full on.
Yeah.
It was full on.
That
dick.
was full on
Only thing
dick.
you didn't see was the tip. Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip,
Just the
please.
tip.
Yeah,
Also,
you
wait,
see
question.
Full on dick in this movie.
On the fucking just the tip expression, is there any? Has that ever happened?
It has never happened.
Like who? What's
It
the
is
point?
never just the tip.
What's the point of putting just the tip in, and then what? Taking it out?
There is no point. It's never just the tip.
I was just realizing that on my
If a
drive over
guy
here.
says just the tip,
On your drive over here.
I was like, bro, imagine if someone really just put his tip in and then just like dipped, and the girl was cool with it. That's funny.
Also, I like to salute the milk in the first shot because
great
milk.
job on milk.
I love.
Shout out all the cows.
Shout out to milk. This podcast is dedicated to milk.
Switch over.
Oh,
from
I don't think
milk.
we mentioned it in this recording of the podcast
Shut the
because
fuck up, man.
Ben lost the first one, but this
didn't
podcast
lose it.
is dedicated to Anton Yelchin.
Yeah. Also, I didn't lose it. I deleted it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, because you laughed at his death.
Nah.
Ben was fucking too much, like fucking shit up.
I was
Too
just
much.
fucking.
Too much.
Do you guys think it deserved any awards?
Yes.
Yes.
all of them.
Cinematography.
It was up
And-
against Fiddler on the Roof.
Ooh,
My dad loves that movie. I have not seen it.
Okay, but I mean, like, with the amount of like just cult following Kubrick has created for himself with his arguably short filmography. Filmography. You know,
Good boy.
he's got to have done something, and you know, it feels justified that he has awards.
I had to sneeze. Sorry.
You really soured up your face, and I was like, God, is my opinion really that invalid? Jeez.
I probably just had to
This
sneeze.
opinion smells like bullshit.
You right.
Oh my
no,
God.
no, hey, you're doing great.
No,
Hey,
you're doing
man,
great.
hey.
You're doing
Ben.
great.
I love you.
Aw. That's so cute. Okay.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, I mean, like, all I'm saying is, like, Kubrick managed to get a fan base, and with a arguably short career, that fan base would be justified.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's a master.
I mean, like, he's a very good director. I don't think any
He's a
director
master.
can claim to be a master.
He's a master.
Or else, like, we just having one of their movies like out every year and be getting Oscars every year.
Well, no,
So
he's
a
dead.
master director.
He's dead.
But did it win an Oscar every year?
No, but he's a master at what he does.
A movie
what are we
called-
arguing?
I don't know. A movie called The French Connection won Best Picture in that year.
I've heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I've
So
never-
who really won the award that year?
I've heard of it.
Really?
Haven't watched it though. Nerd. No. No. No, like Clockwork Orange. Yeah, this movie's fucking good. I need to rewatch it. But
28 instances throughout the movie of sex, nudity, profanity, gore, and intense scenes.
Wow, thank you, Common Sense Media.
got him. Yo, get fucking wrecked, Logan.
For those rape scenes, I feel like he could have implied, but I know it's Kubrick, so he wasn't going to do that.
I'm glad
but
he
This
didn't.
movie literally did not hold back any
It
punches.
did not.
I'm glad that it didn't pull.
I knew you were going to say that.
Honestly, I didn't
was
find
brutal.
it. Yeah, it was fucking. But also, it wasn't violence just for violence. Like
No,
as you were talking
it
about,
wasn't without purpose.
No, everything came back.
Yeah.
To-
Everything
it was
had a
so good.
purpose. It wasn't violence for the sake of violence or sex for the sake of sex. It was to prove a point.
But I mean,
That it's really cool.
I feel like there's an extent. I feel like there's an extent.
No, it's fucking good.
There's definitely an extent.
I thought it
though.
cut off when it needed to cut off. Like it barely actually showed.
I am amazed by
yeah.
this movie's ability to introduce me to a character in such a brutal, horrifying way, and then make me feel bad for them.
Yeah, I still care for him.
I didn't.
I felt bad for Alex.
No.
I wouldn't say I felt bad.
You were
but-
supposed to feel bad for
When,
him.
when the cops are beating the shit out of him,
Oh yeah, no,
he doesn't know.
Well,
he's like...
No, the thing is, like, he does know.
He
It's just,
remembers
like,
what he did.
He remembers what
but
he...
it disgusts him now.
No.
He's a reformed man.
Because the thing is, he
Maybe.
doesn't have his... He isn't a reformed man. He just can't anymore. Because remember when he goes to his parents' house, he's about to beat the shit out of the guy, but then his treatment kicks in. So every part of Alex is still in there. It's just the fact that he can't act on those urges anymore.
It raises... It's a very good commentary on, like... how we like treat illnesses and shit like that.
No, and
by
it's also
taking away like their free will.
And
losing who they are, even if it is being a murderer and a rapist and a violent human being. But it's like if we're taking away their personality, it's like it gets very complicated. And I loved how this movie touched on that.
Hell yeah, Ben.
I was mentioning this movie, right? And I was basically one of the study zones at my college, and like I was talking about it with a friend. Credit to Cody Forbes, and
Cody Forbes.
He watched this movie a few times, and he was telling me about it because I was like, oh, I'm going to this movie review thing afterwards, and he's like, oh, okay, well, in case the movie doesn't make sense, and I was like, yeah, you're right, it doesn't, and he's like, well, okay, get 2 hours in, and I'll tell you, and I was like, okay, so I get 2 hours in, and I was like, Cody, I feel empty inside. He's like, that's normal, and he basically, so the entire thing is like, you're introduced to this character you absolutely just dislike because he's doing terrible things. And then you take away his agency. And you see the world beat the hell out of him. And then you see him return to that. And basically it brings up the question, moralistically, like, about, like, the entire movie is about free will. The priest brings it up. Like, can we really claim that this man is reformed if he really has all of his urges still, but he just can't act on them? Is that really a moralistic way to get rid of crime? Because technically you're getting rid of that, but you're robbing human beings of their agency, which arguably free will is what makes us human. So, like, what's the truth? It's sort of like that.
This fucking movie, man.
Yeah, what's the point in reforming them if you don't actually reform them?
Yeah.
You get rid of the crime, but you take away what makes them them. You take away what makes them human.
So they're not really reformed. They're shoved into a fucking shape that they're not.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. They're square pegs in round holes. They just cut off the edges.
Yeah, I'm new to this analogy
but
thing.
Those edges were what made them them.
Yeah, so
what made them square pegs.
Let me list off my themes that I picked up on, and everyone comment on.
Nazis. Like, majorly. Like,
definitely.
holy shit.
Nazis.
Wow.
That was in your
face.
The
amount of Nazi memorabilia in this movie, like, holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, but Nazis. I got themes of karma, obviously.
Yes.
Themes of everything constantly being politicized.
Yes, yes.
The commentary on how the doctors did reform shit that I already said.
Agree.
And commentary on what is considered socially acceptable.
My boy.
Nice.
Aww.
You hit the nail on the head.
I picked all those up on my own.
Good job.
Penny boy.
So
I'm out.
Fun fact: the snake was actually introduced to the film by Kubrick when he found out that McDowell had a fear of reptiles.
There's a snake in my boot?
The stated purpose was to make McDowell's character seem more intimidating, but secondarily it functioned as a practical joke by Kubrick.
What a dick. Kubrick, a dick.
Yeah.
But a master.
Why did you stare at me when you said that?
The singing in the rain scene, that actually wasn't...
That was
It's
improv.
improv.
Because I saw it was
the most iconic scene, and it's like...
Yeah.
Really?
In the interview I was...
well, not the most iconic
watching
scene,
with
but the most memorable.
Yeah, the most memorable. In the interview I was watching...
I
the lead actor and the author.
Yeah.
Basically that's question, is Kubrick hard to work with? And many actors say yes. And the actor for Alex actually said no. But that goes into a lot of things.
But Jack Nicholson also said no.
Exactly.
Because he's a man.
Kubrick has favorites.
Yeah,
kind
of course.
Maybe
everyone
favorites.
does.
But Yeah, but anyways, so he's saying like, yeah, so for like 3 days we spent it staring at a wall, and then we said, what if we just dance? And the lead actor actually started humming along the song, and then Kubrick said like, we're keeping that. And I think by like the next morning they had the entire thing written in. No, within 24 hours he already got the rights to the song.
He paid $10,000 for the rights to Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Facts
crazy.
with Frank.
And then that comes back, like that's a main part of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucking
And it's the ending song.
The original thing for it, the original script, had him saying horror show. And the guy recognized, like, oh my god, like that's the thing that the other guy said during the thing. But
I like Singing in the
Also,
Rain.
another thing, Alex says like, oh, he didn't recognize me because I had his mask. Thicker eyelashes are not a mask. I can still recognize you.
He was wearing a real mask, though.
But
What?
at the
Yeah,
nose
he had
and
a
everything.
mask.
Right?
Well, no,
He had
just
like a
the
plague doctor
eyelashes,
mask.
though.
No, that was just for the
No,
hobo.
but he had a mask.
Was it really?
right? Yeah.
No, they always
for
wore
the-
masks when
for-
they did stuff.
Because I mean, like for the most part, when they're walking around.
Oh yeah, no, when they're just walking around, but they actually do wear masks.
Oh, okay. So that I
Because
did
there
not
are
pick up
several
on.
people that dress sort of like that throughout the movie that aren't them too.
Like Billy Bob and his Nazi crew. Again, Nazism. They all had iron crosses.
But
Jesus Christ.
this movie and this my favorite parts of this movie are also my favorite parts of Thoroughbreds. The cinematography, the score, and the main actor.
You know when they pull
I
up to
love
the
the
house?
score here.
The score was
You know,
repetitive,
they,
but it served its purpose well.
Like every time you see the freaking his little sidekicks. What does he call them?
Damn.
Druids.
Yeah.
Druids.
Every time you see them, they have their own little theme song, and I love it when they're like police officers. And he's like, "Oh no!" And then you hear the song, and you're like, "Hell yeah!"
Apparently, they were supposed to be 15 in the first scenes in the movie.
That would have been
Really?
15
too
years
much.
old, yeah.
I was thinking 15. I was thinking like seniors in high school, which would be like
18.
17.
17.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be
15.
17 in the end of the movie.
Really?
Ooh,
Yeah.
baby.
Oof.
He was like in his 20s or something.
Yeah, which is why they didn't have jobs in the beginning. And they became police officers at the end because they were finally 18.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Police officers at 17? What kind of like... That's like fast job progression.
But
Wait, what were you saying about the house, Frank?
Oh yeah, my favorite shot in the entire thing. It was just so weird. I don't know why I don't know why I liked it so much, but oh god, someone's gonna scold me for that. So it's this shot where they pull up to the house and the car. It's in the very beginning, but the car pulls up to the house and the text on the license plate perfectly aligns in a line with the text saying home, and that's just a really good like still right there. I really like that.
Oh yeah, this movie was so subtly great in cinematography wise. Just anything with a wide angle lens, I'm like, it makes that
like the crazy amounts of like symmetry within the entire
like
movie.
everything's it's just like so subtly like stunning. Like my favorite, I like took a screen grab of this fucking scene because I thought I think your mic's off. But it was when it was just after he went to the writer's house after he got reformed and everything, and he was just sitting there eating the spaghetti.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that. That's why I was like, screen grab.
Oh, but that, like, I think it happens before where it goes from the author to his, like, little, like, that whole,
camera.
like, that
Does it
camera
twice?
move. Yeah, oh.
So David Prowse, who plays like the big guy that helps the crippled guy out.
Oh my god, Julian, that was my favorite fucking character. Julian was so pure.
Do you know who he is?
No.
He was Darth Vader.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Played Darth
I
Vader.
heard that fact.
James Earl Jones is the voice,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
David
yeah.
Prowse is the body for Darth Vader.
Wow.
That makes so much sense. When I saw him, I was like, "Oh, look at this swole man!" And then he just carried the wheelchair guy, and I was like, "This man is the
That
only
took-
character I like in this entire movie."
Fun fact, that scene took 6 takes,
Really?
which is one of the fewest for a Kubrick.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
He asked him to do that. He asked, like, "Oh, can you carry the wheelchair?" And David Prowse was like, "Okay, I'm going to level with you. Yes, I can, but you're not exactly known as, like, one-shot Kubrick. So
Damn.
I can do it, but I'm going to need you to get this in as few takes as possible because I can't do it multiple times." So they did it in 6 shots, and he was exhausted by the end of it.
Poor guy.
Man, my man Darth Vader putting Kubrick in check.
I don't think Julian said. I don't
About
think Julian
10.
said any actual words, but like somehow through just his presence, I felt such a calm. He was my rock during the entire movie. Like all these horrible things are happening. The world is horrible. The people are horrible. But Julian's a pure boy.
Also, wait. So Alex went to jail for murdering people.
Yes.
He only got 17 years. Is it because he's a minor?
14.
14 years?
He was only convicted for one.
Yeah.
Was
But
he
still,
was only convicted for one.
Because nobody knew about the author's stuff.
Yeah,
that's
He was
true.
only convicted for one, and that was the cat house.
Yeah, he killed her with a giant penis.
Yes, I loved that.
Wow, really subtle there.
I'm going to rate this killed by a giant penis out of 10.
Oh my god! But yeah, it's I was in the same interview I'm talking about. They also talked about the title itself, Clockwork Orange. Obviously, everybody knows it because Clockwork Orange is like something natural, but it's useless because it's unnatural.
Yeah.
And like the way that the movie split into like I think 2 parts, before and after Brainwash, and how like Clockwork Orange, everything goes in clocks. Like literally, he beats up 3 victims, then he gets beat up by those 3 victims, and the song progression is the same. First, it's First it's Singing in the Rain, then number 9, and then Singing in the Rain, and then number 9. Basically, everything happens in a cycle, and the entire movie is like even in the same scenes, like there's so many parallels, and like even at the very end, he returns back to his evil self. Yeah.
Maybe.
What do you mean?
Maybe. That's up for debate.
It's open to interpretation.
Okay, so
Sure it is, but I mean, you get the idea that he went back to his old ways.
Maybe. I mean, or maybe it's commenting that in his head he always wants to do it, but he can't. If the treatment actually worked.
But he says he's been cured of the treatment.
Is that what he meant by I was
Because like
cured?
think of it like
I was thinking he was just talking about.
Because remember when the nurse brought out the slides and he's just like cursing away and saying his true self.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically saying like my interpretation of it is saying I've been cured because when he was all like goody two shoes, he couldn't curse. He couldn't do anything that was too
curse?
bad. Well, I'm not sure if he couldn't curse, but
I think he could have cursed.
He was all prim and proper.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but he was always kind of like that. Like how he talked and everything.
He talked eloquently, but he wasn't above cursing.
Yeah.
There was a lot more silence in the last half of the movie than there was in the beginning. There was a lot more music in the beginning, which I think was sort of. I mean, obviously that was intentional. Like the music has sort of gone out of his life. He's lost his free will. So.
Yeah. No. I definitely need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I
wish
feel
I was
like
able to.
because this is my first time watching it. I feel like I didn't pay attention too much on details.
I was getting
there was a lot.
I was getting some lightweight 1984 vibes by that ending.
Yeah.
Like when
Brother all the
the
time.
minister's coming in to talk to him and everything.
About the government. Yeah, no, I was
there was also
gonna
heavy
mention that.
messages about the government, and there's heavy messages about everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's a heavy movie. It's a heavy message movie.
So good.
Also, can I just point out how literally 99.99 characters in this movie, everyone just feels uncomfortable for different reasons. Like, literally, there was not one character, except Julian, who made me feel any sort of, like, sympathetic, empathetic way, or actually, I take that back. Not sympathetic, empathetic. Made me feel good for them. Like, I didn't, like, the only character I really liked in the entire movie was Julian. And I felt bad for the parents. Because parents weren't guilty of anything. But literally every other character just had some super weird ulterior motive that makes you feel really uncomfortable. Yeah. Especially, like, when the teacher came in, I was like, oh.
Let me kiss the teacher.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia. Don't look at me, guys. Please don't look
Everyone
at me.
look at Stephanie.
No,
I'm looking at
no.
He's looking at Stephanie right now.
So I hated those torture scenes.
what?
I didn't hate the scenes, but like it made me so uncomfortable.
Honestly, that was the most uncomfortable I was in the movie.
They actually did that. They gave him like anesthetic in the eyes, but he scratched his corneas doing those scenes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like he had actual permanent damage from
there's-
filming
And
those.
there's such long shots too where I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most
it
uncomfortable I
was-
was during this
This
movie.
torture
Oh
scenes?
god,
Oh,
it
he
was
just-
I
awful.
like them.
Weird.
I also forgot to mention, Cody also brought up the fact that, because he's watched this a few times, that the movie is portrayed and edited in a way to make you feel
like you're in the headspace of Alex, where everything's just sporadic and like whimsical, and like you don't really get a sense of what's going on, which is in a sense like in a mind like Alex's, that'd be a lot like that. Everything's like whimsical with a sense of sporadic, because like Alex is sort of the epitome of chaotic evil. And arguably, sporadicness and whimsicalness is like the core of any chaotic evil out there. Which, of course, don't hate on me if I don't know alignments that well.
Hey, I don't get it either, man.
Upon first watching it, I was looking through the torture scenes, and I was like, Jesus, like I would just serve the 14 years, But looking into like the trivia and stuff and finding out he was 15 at the beginning, that's his whole life.
That is, yeah.
Like that is his entire life. That's doubling his lifespan, just in prison, and that can be terrifying,
Oh yeah.
So I totally understand like why he did it, but Jesus Christ, they just made it seem so horrifying. Like I wouldn't wish that torture upon like my worst enemy.
No, yeah, that's fucking bad.
No, and they made it feel, realistic enough. Like they made it. How in spoiler for Doctor Strange.
How dare you?
In the ending of Doctor Strange, he makes Dormammu feel like the passage of time.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going over and over again until finally Dormammu's just like, fuck this. In that movie, it felt rushed. It felt like, he probably did this for a while, but it doesn't feel like he did it for long enough.
Well, I mean, like, I think for general audiences, like, it was shortened for general audiences.
Yeah.
Because, like, for most audience members, they're like, okay, I get the point, but yeah, you're right. I felt like it could have gone on longer to really express, like, because it seems like, just off that scene, like, wow, Dormammu was really, like, flip-floppity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this, they managed to do it with only 3 scenes. Mm-hmm. There were only 3 torture scenes.
But they were long.
And they made it feel so long, so torturous, like, we're going to be doing 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Like, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. This movie made me feel things. It made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It made me feel angry. It made me feel sad. Like, it was...
Yeah, brought emotions, baby.
It is
it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
But also, real quick, back to the ending thing. You know how he was being fed and everything? He was kind of like feeling like a little kid.
I really find that so funny.
Yeah,
He's like,
it was really funny.
And he just leaves his mouth open for the minister.
Oh, yeah,
I was
I love
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Like,
like, that's so funny. Like, you literally have the minister of whatever country he's from just feeding him. Oh,
but
my God.
He's really innocent and almost like childlike until he says the clear as an unmuddied lake line again. Where did he first say that line?
I don't remember.
I remember him saying it in the beginning when he was being violent. And he said, clear as an unmuddied lake. Something clear as the azure sky or whatever.
Oh, Azure Sky, yeah.
Azure Sky.
Oh, God, where was that?
Was it?
I remember that, though.
It was like right before he did something really violent, right?
It was near the beginning.
So that I think I should have looked it up before, but if anything, that could be more evidence to saying that he went back to his life of violence.
Yeah,
how he said it, because like his total everything, his tone of voice changed and everything when he said it.
Yeah.
His facial expressions towards the end when they're taking pictures, and then you see his like eyes like roll back. That's where. Did you not remember that?
No.
Yeah. Apparently they started rolling back. And I'm like, wow, they're still taking pictures? These are going to be fucking shitty pictures for VR. Yeah.
But, like, that's what I took as a sign as, like, everything was
I kind of
going back.
I don't think I have a stance on it yet.
I
need to watch it a second time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have to wait a while.
They actually had a real doctor on the set
for
the torture scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case?
The doctor was playing the one dripping the things in his eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To make sure that his eyes didn't actually, like, dry up and take damage.
Oh, that's good.
But they still did.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot doctors.
Whoa, Jesus, Ben.
No, they don't.
Your health insurance just went up by at least $42K.
Yeah.
don't care.
You sure your wallet wants to hear that?
No, my wallet doesn't.
Yeah. This is a movie that I recommend everybody to watch at least once.
Oh,
Yes,
for sure, dude.
I definitely agree.
In the same way that I recommend Requiem for a Dream, just make sure you have time for yourself afterwards.
You
when
need
you're
to
in
be prepared for it.
Self-care.
That was
an
a-
environment of loving friends.
Requiem for a Dream was a movie that I was like preparing to watch, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And then like a couple hours later, I was just at work, and then I was just like, what the fuck?
I know.
I was like, that ending was really fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it hit me later. It was really weird.
No, but this movie it's something you need to prepare to watch.
Yeah, especially the
Something
beginning.
that you need
yeah.
to watch alone. And it's something that
Yeah.
you need to have time afterward to let sink in.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
I was,
definitely.
I was watching it in like the living room, and my roommates were out there, and then I like paused it, and I was like, I'll go finish this in my room. I was like, someone told me
That was
fun.
the scene for like when he was envisioning the Romans, and then he's like laying down with the mistress, and it's just full on tits on the screen. I'm just like,
Hey, full-on
I should
tits.
really angle my laptop to a not window.
That's the exact moment my dad walked in.
Really?
Yeah.
Your
when I
dad's
was
probably
watching
seen this though, right?
Oh yeah, no.
So he gets it.
He then sat down and watched the rest of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Your dad's with the shits, man.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it was funny when Alex was
Shout
talking
out to my dad.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I thought it was funny when Alex was talking about the Bible, but he was picturing himself as the person pinning up Jesus.
So I didn't really like the later parts. There was less of the old in and out and less. Oh
it's
god.
damn
No,
good.
I like this movie.
Yeah, I love it. I really want to watch it again.
I feel like it's weird that I like it.
but like a lot of people like it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little. I do feel weird saying I love it.
But this is
I do
this
too.
is definitely a classic.
Oh, for sure, dude.
This is something that, anybody that likes movies and considers themselves like a movie person, I think should be on their watch list.
Yeah.
say
I'm glad I watched it.
a lot
Yeah.
of Kubrick movies since he's a master.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me when you say that.
The Shining, bro. Masterpiece.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
even
not-
get me
y'all gonna do The
started.
Shining.
Shout out Shelley Duvall, though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do The Shining
Oh
next
my
week.
gosh, my poor heart.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're gonna have the ghost of Stanley Kubrick on.
Really?
No, not really. I don't know.
Still
It's
taking
Stephanie's
appointments?
choice. So
Oh, never mind.
I feel like there's a lot more to talk about this movie, but I'm blanking. Honestly,
yeah, a little bit.
It's a lot to take
Honestly,
in.
I didn't take a lot of
Because
notes.
the thing is, there is a lot. We just need to watch it a second or third
Yeah.
time to fully,
yeah, I
honestly,
wish I watched it again.
I think we should maybe wrap it up and
Me
just leave the audience with go watch this movie
Yeah,
again.
bitch.
Yeah.
If you've already seen it, go watch it again. If you haven't seen it yet,
Watch it.
go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Do yourself watch it.
Do
Yeah.
yourself a favor.
Yeah.
You know,
Just go watch it.
Just know you're going to be very physically
Yeah.
uncomfortable with the
Yeah.
entire thing.
Yeah.
just be ready for it.
And
Females?
just know it gets less violent as it goes on.
40 minutes in.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
Is it really 40 minutes? It didn't feel that
Yes.
long to me.
I
I was having so much fun.
It felt so long.
I stopped it at 40 minutes where I stopped feeling uncomfortable.
I took a lot of breaks, not because I wanted to. I kept getting like busy and stuff. And again, I watched it late at night and I got tired, so I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I paused it at like the 90-minute mark thinking, okay, I have to be over 2 hours at this point because this movie drags.
It does.
I
Yeah, a
need to
little.
watch it in one sitting to say that, but when I was watching it, I did not think it dragged at all.
I don't know. It felt like it took a very long time.
I mean,
I took multiple breaks.
Which, wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It did sort of add to the story itself, but it was... It felt long. I don't know. Anyway, anybody final thoughts?
It's fucking fantastic. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm keeping it an 8.5 for now.
I will watch it again, but not anytime soon, just because it's, but soon, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, hey, no rush.
Thank you.
I recognize the need to watch this, and I will watch it a second and possibly a third time.
Whoa.
I probably will not enjoy myself, but I'll probably like the movie a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more.
It's a good film.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I could definitely see me enjoying it even more the second time.
Thanks for
I'm
making me
gonna-
watch it.
I'm going to keep my 8 out of 10,
Okay.
and I'm going to repeat. Go watch this movie.
It's safe to give any Kubrick movie just a high rating.
Because he's a master.
Stop looking at me when you say that.
With Moonlighting, 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah. He could have done better on that one. But he did what he could.
Yeah, I'm keeping my rating 8 for now.
Okay.
So
All right, so I think we're going to be wrapping it up now. Stephanie, you are the host next week. What are we watching?
Okay, this is.
Is it indie trash?
Actually, no. These are
Really?
pretty. These are pretty praised. One of the movies I actually haven't seen, so I'm excited.
Oh.
The second movie, the second movie has probably one of my favorite film soundtracks. But also, it is also
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
No, it's not.
I'll fucking body slam you right now.
We already did Baby Driver.
No. But it is. A lot of directors love this movie. So the first one is Harold and Maude. Yeah, you guys don't know it. That's why I want you guys to watch it.
Okay.
Silence.
Also, the second one is Paris, Texas.
Huh?
Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas?
Has both
I
of
have
them
heard
have
of neither of these movies, Stephanie.
which is good. This is a part.
Stephanie, be honest with me. Is this indie trash?
What's Paris, Texas or pair of sexes?
No,
Paris,
Paris,
Texas.
Texas.
Pair of X's?
Paris, Texas.
Paris, comma, Texas?
Yes.
Pairing sexes.
Yes. I will send you guys texts on the film names.
No, I
but
got it.
Cool.
Harold and Kumar in Paris, Texas.
Dude, nobody's going to listen to that episode. Nobody's heard of those movies.
well,
Wow, yeah.
the point of this
Damn.
is to.
We lost all our viewers now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All right,
all
but
seven of
when
them.
are you guys going to have a guest host?
You.
You know what? That's
guess
actually a really good
Hey,
idea.
we're
Do you?
promoting you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let him
wanna
do
be
it
the-
after me.
Want to do guest host next week?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm busy, so.
Wow, Ben. Okay.
He starts school.
Yeah, I got school,
Big
bro.
boy.
At school too.
Yeah, wait.
Let's go to school.
I'm going to school tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Tomorrow morning? It is fucking Thursday, my guy.
Yeah,
Friday? Thursday.
Thursday. I have
Right.
school Thursdays.
Oh.
Is that wrong?
No, it's not a problem. Stephanie, though, is
Can you shut up?
not doing anything.
Yet.
All right, so Harold and Kumar go to Whitecastle and a pair of balls.
Okay, the thing is you guys want to watch new movies, and then when
no.
I give you guys new
watch
movies, you
it.
guys are like,
I'll watch
Yeah, but
it.
secretly
You
we want to
was?
watch new movies that we've already heard about.
No, I'm hey, man.
Paris, Texas is actually very highly well known in like film school and shit like that. And Harold and Maude, all
So it's
directors talk
indie
about
trash.
it. No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay,
like it.
whatever.
Okay,
You know
okay.
what? You'll figure it out
I'll
in
figure it
the
out.
next week's podcast.
I like indie trash.
I'm gonna give my ratings for them ahead of time. It's 6 out of 10.
All right, that's fine.
I'll give Harold and Kumar 6 White Castle burgers out of 7 White Castle burgers, and then I'll give pair of Texas one cactus out of 4 cactuses.
All right, cool.
Who
No,
knows?
I don't know.
I
I don't want to judge them ahead of time, but like,
Yo, we just did.
but I just did. So.
No, I'm really excited. I think this
I
is the
am
most.
excited.
You guys
I-
are
it's-
I like
dicks.
new movies.
You guys are
I was,
dicks.
I was wary of Llewyn Davis, but
Hey.
it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, so suck my dick.
Let's see if Stephanie can top it.
Please don't give me expectations like that.
All right,
'Cause I will never be able to do
I'm
that.
hoping Paris, Texas is going to be my first 10 out of 10.
Whoa,
Or maybe you're 1 out of 10.
whoa.
Or
Oh
2
yeah,
out
I
of 10.
haven't had a negative rating yet, have I?
No, actually. We should
No.
put like Lilo
Yeah, I
and
haven't had anything
Stitch.
under 5.
No.
Dude, we should
I'm
do
sorry,
an
what did you
intentionally
just say,
bad movie
Stephanie?
at some
Right,
point.
just
Did
let
you
it
just
go.
say
Let it go.
Stephanie just said
Let it
Lilo
go.
and Stitch.
Wait,
Under
wait,
the concept
sorry.
of
Let it go.
negative rating.
Let it go.
Did you say Lilo and Stitch?
Wait,
as a
wait. Let me get this
bad
right.
movie?
Let me just wait a second. Did you say Lilo and Stitch?
Okay, the thing is I don't hate Lilo and Stitch, but
Wow, great
it's one of
intro.
those I don't watch multiple times.
Wait a second.
If it comes on, I'll probably skip.
Of course, we're grown adults.
Do,
Sorry.
do you realize who's in this room?
Yeah.
Stitch.
I'm a
Stitch is here.
native. I'm a native Hawaiian, Stephanie.
Fuck, you always do that to me, please.
Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite movies.
That's
Lame.
disappointing.
You lame.
It takes place on Kauai, my home island, Stephanie.
Kauai. How long did you live there, bitch?
I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Kauai.
But I'm a Kalani, my guy. You better not not trash talk my island.
Say he's
I'm not trash talking your island. I'm just saying it's not something that I
This boy said he's a
watch.
Kailani.
Are those
Because I want
mean
to.
IHOP?
What?
The Kiwanis?
No,
he said he's artist Kaylani.
Kalanis.
Oh, okay.
Kehlani.
I saw her
The royal family.
Woman.
Ooh.
She nailed it. She looked like she smelled dope. Kaylani looked musty. You look like she farted in the shower.
I hope she drags you.
I don't care.
Anyway, come back next week where we talk about Lilo and Stitch and Paris, Texas.
Oh, God.
Pair of X's.
Yeah.
Dicks. Both of you.
We talk
right.
about pair of dicks.
Time for
Theme song.
Let
the black jeans on.
Happy
Hey.
birthday
Hey.
from the Chili's
Hey.
crew. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Hey!
That was cute.
Thank you. Was that it?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wait. Are we saying bye?
Fuck
Bye.
off, Stephanie.